Hello, this is up to level 50. This is White Mage. This is Shadowbringers 5.0. Oh, these guys are pretty much short. They're just going to give you kind of like a update on what's changed. Obviously, if things have changed dramatically, I will definitely point that out. Otherwise, we're going to move on with the guide. For traits, at level 46, we get Aero Mastery, basically upgrading Aero to Aero 2. And this is Aero 2 at level 46, so it basically has a higher potency. The animation is different. The duration is roughly the same, I believe. But everything is about the same. Obviously I can't show you, but I will show you in a dungeon example. At level 50, under class skills, we also get Benediction 2. Restores own HP and HP of all nearby party members, give potency of 200. Additional effect, it regens every target that you heal, give potency of 100, duration of 15 seconds, which is roughly half as much as Regen itself. This is a spell, so it has a global cooldown, MP cost of 1300, so roughly 13% of your mana cost, and this is what it looks like. So it has a very, very large area of effect. And along with your job skills, we get Holy at level 45, deals unexpected damage, deals magic damage with a potency of 140 to all nearby enemies. Additional effect, it stuns, duration of 4 seconds. It is a spell, so it has a global cooldown, and the MP cost of 600, so roughly 6% of your mana bar. Holy is what you've seen me do in the role skills guide. This disgusting thing that just covers most of your screen and blinding light. The ability is excellent because it both deals decent damage, most efficient damage for the mana cost itself out of all the healers, and it also stuns. Now, stun in Shadowbringers is as follows. Your target does not get re-stunned unless the previous stun expires. Basically, whenever the stun duration on the specific target, if it does not expire, the next ability that has a stun effect, the stun will not affect it until that expired time. So if the timer on that target is 6 seconds of stunned duration, until those 6 seconds are expired, that target will not be stunned again. So the stuns do not stack in Shadowbringers compared to how it was in Stormblood, where it basically just went from 6 seconds stun, it went down to like 3 seconds, and it still had enough time. But as soon as you did that second stun ability, the first 3 seconds of stun would completely get cancelled by the second hit, and then you would basically just waste the first stun. And that's something that Shadowbringers brings, which makes things much more conventional, more efficient in ways. Let's move on to the next ability. And finally, level 50, we get Benediction. Restores all of a target's HP, instant cast with 180-second off global cooldown. Now this is pretty much straightforward. If you're low on health, anywhere where you're at in your health bar, if you press this, your health will go instantly back up to 100. Now there's a slight chance of a half a second delay before this actually affects your health bar or anybody else's health bar. But this is what it looks like. So this is a perfect example of a Gunbreaker. I'm not entirely sure when Gunbreaker get their ultimate. I think it's super bull-eyed. But that is a very negative invuln, especially when you have a White Mage as your healer, because they cancel each other, the super bull-eyed and the Benediction. Now, some of you have asked me in the previous videos, why would you not hold on to Swiftcast? Why not hold on to it because of emergency situations? Well, the faster you kill an enemy, the faster you kill a raid boss, the less off global cooldowns you have to spend, and the less off global cooldowns you have to spend, the higher the chances of success. Now, of course, you also have party members that don't know the fight completely, and they will give you trouble, definitely. There are those situations. I take some damage here, but it's okay. As long as I survive, I can just heal myself. The tank should still have aggro here. So here's a situation where Benediction takes over for Tier 2. as long as you have it. But since we only have a few targets, there's really no need for Benediction. Benediction is great when you have 5 or more targets, and they're still quite resistant to your attacks. In other words, they still have 50% or more health, and the tank is running out of health, and you're thinking about Benediction. Anytime you're thinking about Benediction and you still have quite a few number of targets to kill, go ahead and pop it. As long as the tank is below a certain percentage, which is roughly 35 to 40%, go ahead and pop it. There's no need for you to trouble yourself with more cooldown expenditure. So here we're just going to put dot on everything, and then we're going to cast that holy to stun things in place. And since we're at 2 targets, we're just going to keep spamming holy. We're down to 1, so we're going to go with the stone. Make sure you keep that regen on the tank. To those that are starting new as a white mage, or to those that are just coming back and they want to see what white mages is capable of, anytime you have presence of mind available to you, that is your time to shine in terms of damage. Don't let others control the fight for you. You are playing a healer, but at the same time, you're playing on your own accord. You're trying to have fun, right? You're not trying to be someone's pocket healer. Although it is very efficient to be a pocket healer sometimes, especially if you're going through new content. So right here I have Benediction. I'm just going to pop Regen on the tank. And there's really no need for me to cast Tier 2 on the tank anymore. Or at least not on a single target until they're very low health. Boss mechanics. This is a very annoying boss. Just gonna cast Regen. That's pretty much all I'm gonna do, is just cast Regen. Unless I need to heal 3 targets for the entire group. Because of my Benediction, it gives me... Oh, I really hate this boss. It really gives me a very ease of motion in terms of healing, at least on a single target. Can I even make it? I cannot make it. Okay, I'm just gonna regen. It's no big deal. Swiftcast, Aero, into hold. I got it off. I love this boss. It's the most annoying thing ever. Can I even make that? Yes. Should be able to make that. Okay. Let's just cast Regen on the tank. There you go. And Benediction. It's useless sometimes, especially if the tank does not pull big at all. Actually, it's pretty redundant if the tank doesn't pull big. Otherwise, it's decent. It's not bad.